The Quran draws attention to a very important geological function of mountains. We placed firmly embedded mountains on the earth, so it would not move under them. As noticed, it is stated in the verse that the mountains have the function of preventing shocks on the earth. This fact was not known by anyone at the time the Quran was revealed. It was in fact brought to light recently as a result of the findings of modern geology. According to these findings, mountains emerged as a result of the movements and collisions of massive plates forming the Earth's crust. When two plates collide, the stronger one slides under the other. The one on top bends and forms heights and mountains. The layer beneath proceeds under the ground and makes a deep extension downward. That means that mountains have a portion stretching downwards as large as their visible portion on Earth. In a scientific text, the structure of mountains is described as follows. Where continents are thicker, as in mountain ranges, the crust sinks deeper into the mantle. In a verse, this role of the mountains is pointed out through a comparison with pegs. Have we not made the earth as a bed and the mountain its pegs? Mountains, in other words, clench the plates in the earth's crust together by extending above and beneath the earth's surface at the conjunction points of these plates. In this way, they fix the Earth's crust and prevent it from drifting over the magma stratum or among its plates. The fixing effect of mountains is known as isostasy in scientific literature. Isostasy is the state of equilibrium between the upward force created by the mantle layer and the downward force created by the Earth's crust. As mountains lose mass due to erosion, soil loss, or melting of glaciers, they can gain mass from the formation of glaciers, volcanic eruptions, or soil formation. Therefore, as mountains grow lighter, they are pressed upwards by the raising force implemented by the liquids.
Briefly, we may liken mountains to nails that keep wood pieces together.
Alternatively, as they grow heavier, they are pressed into the mantle by the force of gravity. Equilibrium between these two forces is established by isostasy. Today, we know that the rocky external layer of the Earth's surface is riven by deep faults and split into plates swimming above the molten lava. Since the Earth revolves very quickly around its own axis, were it not for the fixing effect of the mountains, these plates would shift. In such an event, soil would not collect on the Earth's surface, water would not accumulate in the soil, no plants could grow, and no roads or houses could be built. In short, life on Earth would be impossible. Through the mercy of God, however, mountains act like nails, and to a large extent prevent movement in the Earth's surface. This vital role of mountains that was discovered by modern geology and seismic research was revealed in the Quran centuries ago as an example of the supreme wisdom in God's creation. We placed firmly embedded mountains on the earth, so it would not move under them.
It was at the beginning of the 20th century when a German scientist, Alfred Wegener, proposed that the continents of the earth had been attached together when it first formed, but then drifted in different directions and thus separated as they moved away from each other. This theory of Wegener's was proved in the 1980s. It was found that the 6 major plates and several small ones, which form the crust and the uppermost part of the mantle, were in constant motion. According to the theory called plate tectonics, these plates move about on Earth, carrying continents and the ocean floor with them. This motion has been measured at 1 to 5 centimeters per year. Consequently, this produces a slow change in Earth's geography. Each year, for instance, the Atlantic Ocean becomes slightly wider. Science discovered this only recently. The fact that it was revealed 14 centuries ago in the Quran is, without doubt, another of the book's many miracles. You see the mountains you reckon to be solid, going past like clouds. God referred to the motion of the mountains in the verse of the Quran. Today, scientists use the term continental drift for this motion.
One of the properties of seas that was very recently discovered is related in a verse of the Quran as follows. He has let loose the two seas, converging together, with a barrier between them they do not break through. This property of the seas that converge together yet do not mingle with one another at all has been very recently discovered by oceanographers. Because of a physical force called the surface tension, the waters of neighboring seas do not mix. Caused by the difference in the density of the seas, surface tension prevents the seas from mingling with one another, just as if a thin wall were between them. It is yet another scientific miracle of the Quran that during a period when people had no knowledge of physics, surface tension, or oceanography, this was revealed in the Quran.
The outer layer of the Earth's atmosphere consists of a great many gases, particularly oxygen. However, energy explosions on the Sun cause some of these gases to disperse into space. Researchers have obtained its first concrete evidence thanks to the NASA spacecraft. It was first observed that the Earth experiences a loss of matter from its outer layers on September 24th and 25th, 1998. In other words, this occurred 14 centuries after this information was imparted in the Quran. Don't they see how we come to the land, eroding it at its extremities? These verses may also be referring to the loss of land on Earth in another regard. At the present time, the polar ice caps are melting and the water level in the oceans is rising. As coastal areas come underwater, the land surface or total amount of land is decreasing. The expression, eroding it from its extremities in the verses, may well be pointing to coastal areas being covered by water. God knows best.